cabrear. Va a ganar Superman 69-56. No quiero ver esta pelea. ¿Va a estar guapa? Sí, pero a su vez como... O sea, voy a decirlo a alguien. Superman es la peor puta mierda jamás escrita. ¿Vale? Es literalmente un personaje que te hace creer que bla 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 bla, pero es el Deus Ex Máquina más asqueroso que vas a ver en tu puta vida. Tal cual. A secas. Pues lo puto odio. No muestra nunca nada de... ¿Sabéis por qué no me gusta Superman? Porque siempre hace creer que se esfuerza, o que está jodido, o que drama, cuando es la cosa más rota del mundo. No tiene drama y es el personaje más dramático de puto DC. Más que el puto Batman. Ay, no. Ay, no. No, es que no. Es un personaje tan mal hecho, tan mal escrito. Goku le gana en todas las peleas. A secas. ¿Por qué? Porque Superman pierde con todo el mundo para luego... A ver qué poder sacado del culo le pongo. Y gana de vuelta. A secas. Da igual. No tengo ganas. Paso. No quiero ver esto. ¿Puedo ir a la pelea?
Son Goku, Superman. It's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's potential continuities, we'll include all three just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win.
Me encanta. Va a poner todo el lore de Superman, pero de Dragon Ball solo va a poner el lore tal. El lore de hasta Heroes. No le puedes a Fs o los fancomics. Ponle el Super Saiyan infinito. Eso no, ¿verdad? Eso no es canon. ¡Ningún Superman es canon! Porque existe el multiverso. Pueden hacer esa misma excusa de mierda con cada Dragon Ball. Multiverso y te comes el culo. Porque el Superman que pone aquí es el Superman de otro universo o de otro escritor, por lo cual es otro puto Superman. Con otro superpoder. Porque está en otro puto universo. Se pasan todas las putas peleas de cómics. Dios, qué mal están hechas. Joder.
Death battle. Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you watch some localized anime, you can thank this guy.
Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained. Gohan began Goku's teachings in martial arts, which he would find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi. Specifically, he learned the Kami-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking pet, but mostly gods. When you're training to dodge lightning, you know you're a few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, very, very literally.
It's almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the Kamehameha.
An incredibly powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
It's incredibly versatile, with over 50 different variations. For example, Goku can curve the beam after fire, or even shoot it from his feet.
But unlike most Saiyans,
El afterimagen es el teletransporte, ultra instinto, el destructor de discos, sí, que corta cualquier cosa, aunque actualmente ya no. El Dragon Fist no es canon. El Dragon Fist es de las películas, no es canon. Las películas no son canon. Ya podéis llorar. Evil Contaminate Waves. Fusion, pero se va a pelear solo, ¿para qué pone Fusion Dance? Ahí está, Hakai. Ya está, con eso gana. El Hakai lo más roto. Pero que da igual. En un cómic Superman fue desintegrado y revivió. Ya está.
Well, Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also got some different moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container can be used for the mop of a ceiling thing.
Then there's Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie he even got it up to times 100. What a badass.
The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest attack, but it requires considerable time. Unlike instant transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daisenshuu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between spaces of movies and games.
And the dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that. In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah. If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super Saiyan and its sequels all have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal Ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs? They're missing out.
God Goku reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest
No,
of
entonces,
beings, nearly
Carlito.
shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
Because Boo went Boozer.
Videl commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daisenshuu backs her up.
And that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
And Goku could destroy that much the first time he went god. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan God and became Super
50.
Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats of God Ki, breaking through his time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of
Eso
war
no
by
lo...
just
What
one.
the fuck? ¿Qué acaba de decir? Acaba de decir lo que creo que acaba de decir.
Did the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats of God Ki, breaking through his time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient timeline, defeating
Ah, no, aguantando al Zamasu. Vale, aguantando Zamasu. No, vale, pensaba que decía... No. Y bueno, técnicamente aguantar tampoco, pero bueno.
Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking,
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
culminating in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Grown Goku isn't a normal transformation, it's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone, doing without thinking.
Something Goku has always been trained to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected,
Ya
autonomous
han explicado mal el Hakai. El Hakai te elimina de todo tiempo y espacio. No, porque estás en un universo alternativo, no funciona.
instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While technically a different continuity, CC Goku is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the
Acaba de decir, Dragon Ball Heroes no es a Toriyama, por lo cual es un fanfiction. ¿Por qué? Heroes sí y no AF. ¿Eh? ¿Dónde está el Super Saiyan infinito? ¿El Super Saiyan 6? Si pones, ¿por qué pones Heroes? Lo digo que porque... Preparaos para lo que se ve con Superman. Preparaos.
future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space-time just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head-on and pushes through.
Showing everyone, everywhere, how to go even further beyond. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman.
Geez, just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout. He's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably seeking escape from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it. Hell yeah, that's how I live my life.
After almost 9 decades, Superman has been many things. At the core, his story is one of a refugee, a child who lost his home, left to the mercy of alien people. This new world accepted him, raised him, gave him a new home, because helping others in need is the right thing to do. That's why he became a superhero.
Esto tiene una información muy mala. Love Interest, Lois Lenz, Lana Lang, Lasha, Lisa Lasaya, Lisa Landis, Lori, todos son L, para que veáis lo pongo. Pero aquí pone Wonder Woman. ¿Dónde está Batman?
The first superhero.
Everything's gotta start somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off. I mean, not literally. It took a while actually before he learned how to fly.
In fact, when Clark discovered his Kryptonian heritage, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the universe in seconds, or even break the bonds of infinity. Wait, he can...
¿Lo ves? Ya tenemos tres cómics diferentes, tres líneas alternativas diferentes. Se puede notar hasta por el dibujo, tío, que son diferentes Superman. Se puede notar por el puto dibujo que son tres Superman diferentes. Llevamos tres diferentes. Tres. En un segundo. Está el Superman
Cover throughout his life.
He's
que tenía bloqueos. El Superman que aguantó la Tierra 5 días.
of the earth for 5 days straight, or
El Superman que apretó una piedra y se volvió un diamante.
coal in a perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast
El Superman que voló
enough to reach the edge of the universe in seconds,
que voló hasta el universo en segundos.
or even break the
O que rompió el infinito.
bonds of infinity. Wait, he can do all that, but Batman can punch him out? Really?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question, though.
Espera, acaba de decir que...
Outside main canon.
Escuchad lo que dice. Ya, no quiero ver nada más.
And break the bonds of infinity. Wait, he can do all that, but Batman can punch him out? Really?
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside.
Estás pensando en historias de otros mundos. Claro, todas las que acabamos de ver son del mismo mundo. Claro. Solo aceptamos al Superman mamadísimo, no al mamo. Buah, qué pedazo de basura.
Side main canon like Dark Knight Returns. It's a good question, though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so powerful he can sneeze away a solar system or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts.
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls. He can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay, though. He can just burn through it with his face. Since he gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality-warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading, and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota for morbid.
Even beyond his powers, Superman is no novice when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses G, or as they call it, Shriar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as taking Darkseid's domain.
¡Super mamada! ¡Go!
And ultra timelines can't touch him, not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped elephant in the room. You may have noticed we covered a variety of Superman eras. Superman and DC Comics as a whole have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well, they all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had
¡Ah, no!
¿Por qué ponemos a todos los Supermans? Porque todos son canon.
Vale. Pero no todos tienen los mismos poderes. Pero tú haces una pelea en la cual el Superman va a tener todos los poderes de todas sus líneas alternativas. ¿Veis por qué esta pelea es una mierda? ¿Veis por qué esta pelea es una mierda? O sea, ¿lo veis?
wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. Ew, I guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this isn't new. Plenty of characters have recalled events from supposedly retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-crisis suits did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Commie Superman, Dinosaur Superman. There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while Superman powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy legs teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when he used heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his universe has a radius of at least 100 trillion light years, but we can calculate a more exact figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 non-million light years across.
What? That's 31 zeros, and suits helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
Punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weaknesses. There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star, so...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistance.
Y esto es lo que más me cabrea. Se supone que Superman con un sol rojo es una mierda, igual que la Kryptonita. Pero en algún cómic lleva un sol rojo y aún así puede mover planetas. El peor personaje jamás escrito. Os lo he dicho antes. No, os reto ponerme un personaje peor escrito que este. ¡Os reto! Y os diré, da igual que pongáis, porque da igual que veáis un personaje que está peor, da igual. Este personaje tiene tantos años de duración y tantas cagadas. Bueno, quizás más que el personaje peor escrito sería el personaje con mayor cagadas, cambios, mierdas, inconcluencias y fallos de toda la historia. Sí. Eso sería lo correcto. Sí.
He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good.
Acabo de decir, Superman... Hostia puta, qué bueno. Escuchad lo que acaba de decir.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts
Superman desafía la idea de que el poder absoluto corrompe.
absolutely.
Por aquí guías. ¿Qué ponemos? No pones... Aquí, mira. Te creo que va.
Have you...
Grundy Berry.
When to see this. Prepare your ground forces. Stay ready.
Y...
Todos los Superman son canon, ¿no?
He's the greatest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good, even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the sixth dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home? Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead, Clark found the strength he needed to fly at that sun, dip through a ton of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
This episode of Death Bell is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Whiz, it's getting to be the holiday season again, and I just know Mama Boomstick is finally getting me that new dune buggy I've been drooling over. What's gonna be...
Dame la pelea. Vamos a divertirnos un rato. Esta basura.
Alright, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Referencia.
Today's the day. We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
Va 2-0.
You're holding back. Give it your all. No regrets.
I'm doing just fine.
Y de Super Saiyan a Super Saiyan Blue. ¡Venga! ¡Otra referencia!
Oops. Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard. All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
Buena. Buena. Buena, buena. Buena.
Well, what do you think?
That was awesome. Nice suit.
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
Más referencias. Todo referencias. Ah, potenciándose. Y lo mismo otra vez. ¡Me la suda! 1 million. Los puños de Goku y Bills bloquean el universo. Superman rompió el universo.
Huh? Ah, darn it.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Let's go again.
You're on.
Paso.
That's it! The final, indisputable answer! Who am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There's so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real, Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is 1,505 times larger than our own, but based on the DC Universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger, over a novemdecillion times more than Goku's.
At some point you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Anyway, Goku's obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times. He's defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even heroes compete with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of his in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos' future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent merged timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That combined with instant transmission and ultra instinct could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to an end.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master of them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman. He's even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 8,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps less obvious is our last category, powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Key, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki is dependent on physical ability, so it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long, and Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time travel, countering instant transmission's similar ability from heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, instant transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could fade.
Aparte, Goku no haría eso contra Superman. Se vio en la segunda pelea cuando hay un momento en el cual Goku pelea y se encuentra con un poco de kriptonita y Goku golpea la kriptonita. Goku no tomaría ventaja en una pelea amistosa. ¿A muerte? Claro, a muerte sí. A muerte Goku usaría todos los trucos que tiene. No le importaría. A secas, jugar sucio. Lo hace poco, pero lo ha hecho. Es decir, la fusión es jugar sucio para Goku. Técnicamente no pelea él.
Through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You're sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz.
Te equivocas en todo esto. Tu razonamiento de importancia es estúpido porque he dicho por qué. Estás comparando 100.000 Supermans a 3 Gokus. Estás comparando Goku películas, Goku Heroes y Goku canon. En cambio estás diciendo que 1000 Superman diferentes son canon porque me sale la punta de la polla. Y quito los que son débiles porque... ¡Ah! Esos no son canon porque no me sale la punta de la polla. Como el Superman que fue reventado por Batman. Ese es el problema. ¿Quieres hacer una pelea serie? Ponme a Goku infinito. Ponme a Goku infinito y verás como Superman es la puta de Goku. Porque ahí sí que si creéis que el Superman 100 million, el dorado, es una follada... Leed lo que es el Goku infinito. El Super Saiyan infinito. ¡Ay! ¡Hostia puta! ¿Cómo se le fue la pinza a ese pavo?
Damn it, man. There's more than one way to appreciate something. We're having a great time talking about awesome.
Y diréis por qué. Es muy simple. Superman puede con el infinito. El Super Saiyan infinito, ¿vale? Es omni-infinito. Significa múltiples infinitos. Sí. A secas.
Some characters and slamming action figures together, and that's okay.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
That's the worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you? Hi, I'm Ben, voice of Wiz. Thank you so much for watching. We are about to announce the next episode, but before we do that, if you're not a Death Metal member yet, click that join button below. See what you're missing.
No es la ¿Galactus? ¿Quién coño es Unicron? Eso es de Warhammer. Coño, Transformers, cojón. ¿En serio vas a poner un personaje de Transformers y Galactus en vez de esto como en la final? Ah, no, que es el más requerido. ¿Oh? ¿Oh? No tengo ni puta idea de quién coño es Unicron. O sea, no, del universo de Transformers, la verdad, tengo cero conocimiento. O sea, pero cero, o sea. Vale, también parece que es un devorador de mundos o algo así. ¡Eres un juguete! Antes del amanecer del tiempo, el orden y el caos existieron dentro de una entidad extradimensional conocida como The One. ¡Ay, Dios! El cringe. Los dos son personajes de cómics, pero Unicron siendo de Transformers, por lo poco que sea de Transformers, Transformers es una mariconada. O sea, quiero decir, son líneas de juguetes y es un cartoon de los 80. Y tuviese que decir cartoon, cómic, 80 entre DC... No, espérate, ¿Marvel? Galactus es de Marvel. Galactus es de Marvel, sí. Marvel, villano, cómic... Creo que Unicron va a ganar. Mira, no, ¿sabes qué? Sí, buena idea, 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 buena idea. Muy buena idea, muy buena. Un segundo, vamos a comprobarlo, solo por curiosidad. Oye, podemos hacer como tradición ahora, preguntar a ChatGPT quién va a ganar. A ver si acierta. Me ha gustado la idea, Dec. Muy buena, muy buena, muy buena. A ver. A ver. Espérate, ¿quién ganaría entre Galactus y Unicron? Vale, un segundo. No responde. ¿Quién es más poderoso? No se atreve. ¡No se atreve! Vale. Si peleasen Galactus y Unicron, ¿quién ganaría? Está de la misma. No se atreve. Está muy censurado esta mierda por este GPT. Y hipotéticamente, ¿quién ganaría? ¡Ah, chinga tu madre! Está repitiendo el texto de control C, control V. Goku le gana a Superman. Goku le gana a Superman. Y hace lo mismo. La cual no atreve a... ¡Oh! Hostia puta, ChatGPT acaba de ganar a la Death Battle. La respuesta a quién ganaría en una pelea entre Superman y Goku a menudo depende de las reglas específicas establecidas por los escritores en una historia determinada. Y por eso esto ha sido una pedazo de mierda. Adiós.